Last time on Blueprints, we made what I consider to be some pretty major discoveries involving the underneath. But now, as we venture into the 12th in-game day, it's about what I do with these discoveries. Day 12, a whole dozen days at the estate. Also, I've been playing my Switch 2 over the weekend, and now going back to a DualSense controller feels a little weird. Which is strange, because I like the DualSense. I think it's a bit too soon to revisit the tomb right now. And I've never drafted a schoolhouse. Number one piece of advice was make new rooms. I don't have a shovel. Thanks, Herbie, for the money. Closing address. For the last 38 years, it has been my pleasure of serving as your schoolmaster in this humble little facility, and meager as it may look by modern standards, I think most of us who spent our afternoons here will readily admit that we are reluctant to see this small piece of Reddington history go. I first wish to thank Lady Espen, our most gracious host today, for not only paying attention in my classes to those many years ago, but for all fundraising she has done on our behalf of our community and our children. Without her, Reddington Elementary would still be a distant and blurry vision, a vision that I dared not even dream. That dreamer is, of course, the incomparable Mrs. Peterson, our future principal and my reluctant successor, who, I might add, forced me to give this speech, so I think I'll end my praise of her there, though she deserves much more than I'll admit. To the architect of our new school, the Baron Sinclair, thank you for following in your father's footsteps in building Reddington yet another school, and for also allowing the use of your own private residence and floor plans to serve as our interim facility until the new campus is completed in March. A decision I'm certain he will immediately regret tomorrow morning when he hears the children running through his halls. And lastly, I wish to thank all my students, many of you here today whom I have not seen in years, whose faces I still remember as young and manners wild. Those here whose parents before them I also taught, and whose children I may yet. Without you, I would have had a lifetime of quiet peace, and yet, what is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow demerits upon? Thank you all sincerely. My time here has meant the world to me, and if I'm standing in 8 months, I will see you all at the slightly less melancholic ribbon-cutting ceremony next year. Better joke to end? Remember to give Mrs. Peterson her gift. Can't do anything with these books. How about this drawer? Oh, hey, it's another, Valvey thing. Door. Alright, so I definitely have no regrets about building this place. Can I take this? Guess not. Alright, fire's lit, and the classrooms have been added to the pool. So let's see where that gets us. Oh yes, also we have allowance now. Ooh, I could go grab my magnifying glass, but that would be a dead end. I definitely would love the library because there's more books we can work on checking out. But strategically, it's good to get early gems. I'm gonna go for the library, though. Alright, so last time I did drafting strategy, and that was a pretty good read. We've already read Swimbird. I think I understand how the pump system works pretty well, but just in case I'm missing something about it, and I know that it's gonna come into play now that I've seen the reservoir, then I say the next time we're in the library, that is my reading material. I gotta double check up here for anything they may have left lying around. Area coin nor gem to be seen. It is way too early for the freezer. Mail room. I have not seen the mail room before. Also, they're just telling me, you're getting a dead end no matter what. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 delivered. Think a company. Simon P. Jones, eh? Hey, buddy, how's it going up there in that big house? I think most people would be pretty scared being alone for this length of time, but I have a feeling you're doing just fine. I imagine you happy as a clam, perfectly content on the estate with the exploration and opportunities for adventure that present themselves each day. As I'm writing this, you're currently in the garage packing the tent. I wanted to try to post this letter before we depart tomorrow, so that it has a chance to arrive during your first few days on the estate. But with all the preparations, I'm not sure that I'm going to find the time. There's so much I want to say, and I'm sure I'll forget to tell you Friday night. Sometimes it's easier for me to just jot this stuff down. You're yelling at me right now to come bring you a pillowcase. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. I can tell you're really excited, but I think you might feel a little guilty about being so happy the day after the funeral. Believe me, I know how long Uncle Herbert worked on setting this up for you, and I know from our conversations just how much happiness this final project brought him. So do us both a favor, be excited. The house really is amazing. I know it's been almost 7 years since we were last up there, and I'm really curious to hear just how much you remember from those summer trips. You've always been smarter than me at this kind of thing, so I'm not sure how much guidance or inspiration I can offer before your trip that will actually be useful to you. Despite my best intentions, I'm sure that on Friday I'll end up leaving you with a few of my overused cliche expressions when we say farewell. Later, alligator. Dead. P.S. Get some sleep each night and don't spend all your time each day playing Dirigiblocks. That's that arcade cabinet. Coupon book, save 1 coin on each purchase. Or please return all correspondence and packages addressed to Denny Ravain, the sender, as he no longer is employed with our staff. Damn it, there is something crossed out there, and I would love the magnifying glass right about now. Maybe the coat check will come up. Maybe another room will have a magnifying glass in it. Also, I wonder if this is where I would occasionally find a safe box deposit key. I wonder if this happens here. I don't have one to test that on at the moment, but if I find one. It's a very interesting room indeed. Okay, that is unfortunately a dead end. Bedroom corridor. I like keys. Storeroom also gives me a gem. This gives me another connecting path. You know, for options. But I'm gonna be hitting gem requirements. Don't have a shovel. Not great. Nothing that lets me keep going east. But if the pantry room can connect to the next room, then yeah. I only have one gem. So what you're telling me is I am screwed now. Well, darn. So I found the mail room, but I did not find anything else that would really help. I mean, I would pick this if I had the gems, but I don't. I have so much money and yet nothing to do with it. Cause game was like, nah. Just there's just nothing else I can do. Didn't even get to see any of those classrooms. Man, that was a shame. Maybe 13 is my lucky day. Skibbity doo da skip. Alright, what tools have we got today? Each time you draft a mechanical floor plan, you may permanently adjust its rarity? You know, Sledgehammer was one of the first items I came across in this game. And it's for opening locked chests. But I feel like I don't see locked chests very often. I've seen them, sure. But I don't feel like they're all that common. Like, at all. But perhaps we'll find one today. Hey, my package! I like packages. Items included: sleeping mask, 2 gems. No claims for shortage will be allowed unless this package slip is returned to us with details within 8 business days. Oh, hey, we have an address for the manor, 445 West Baron Ave. I don't know if that'll actually mean anything, but I'm gonna write it down. Anyway, have I seen the sleeping mask? Oh, right, it increases bedroom step gains. Nice. That's a good early get. Well, hey, a locked trunk. Our keys if I get the garage. This is different. Oh, this is important. More detailed instructions will be sent by email to the address the client has provided. Press any button that is utility room fuse box. Something indicator setting. Oh, this is the VAC. I have been wondering about this because I keep saying, hey, I don't know how to blah. Press any button to activate blue. Press a blue next to a red to activate purple. 5 purples are needed to activate the 6th. There's a bunch of shapes and colors on this, so I'm gonna leave this one to screenshot. Again, if I find a magnifying glass, that would be lovely. Assume this is the same letter from Dad. Yeah. I check up here. Well, that was lovely. Ken seems like the smart choice. Want to give me game? I wish the parlor was turned 90 degrees clockwise. I don't have a lot of money right now, so the chapel's not a huge loss. Parlor is basically guaranteed gems, which is helpful, but I do have 4 already, so I don't need them right now. I'm gonna place the chapel, but I'm gonna wait on entering it. This connects me to the foundations. That would away. But I only have 2 coins right now, and I'm about to lose one if I go in the chapel. Also, I might not want to get too far away from entrance hall and start working on rank 1 and 2 rooms on the west side. Per what I read in the strategy book. Taking the conference room for the additional doorway. Yeah, I've read that. Oh, a lie. Never hurts to see if anything's lying around. I'm torn between pantry and storeroom. If I pull it now, it won't come up later. Okay, bedroom's playing nice. Facing the direction I would like it to face. It advances north. Parlor does not, but gives me gems, but pantry. And if I go through the spare bedroom, I keep going north. Oh, wait, the observatory has a... Yeah, let's do that. It actually has an exit on the other. Now I get my 6th star. I should consider going back for those chests, because I have a sledgehammer. And if I keep going, I might get really far away from it with no quick way back. So now I have 3 keys and a lockpick. Oh, happy day. I'm gonna take the nurse's station out of the pool. Although, if I knew I was gonna... I guess I should have picked a room before going back to the entrance hall, but... Live and learn. I've read this. Take the money. Let me check if there's anything here that I have new context for, or that I missed, or that they just left lying around. The stretchers for one little tiny room. Goodbye, Lego. And the way we came again. I've got 13 coins, so I'll go spend it. Yeah, so this note was a liar, and it said they'd be closed, but guess what? They're open. Ooh, shovel. Shovel seems like a good choice. I could continue on to the foundation. So I will. There's dig spots and a lot of shovel. Our bedroom it is. Freebies. Free item. If I put the closet now, then I have no choice but to proceed north through the foundation. Same with the parlor. Whereas the drawing room enables me to go north both ways, and I think that's the safest option. Especially considering what happened the last time. But ha, I made it through the chapel without actually going through the chapel. Of course, there could be a gem or something in there, but cross that bridge when I'm there. Just gotta double check things. You know, the fireplace in here is a little suspicious to me, but I'm not sure what I would realistically do about it. The wine cellar gives you 3 gems, and I know there was like a thing in the book that was like, never pass on the wine cellar, you can't have too many gems. But it is a dead end. I can also re-roll, but I think parlor or nook would be acceptable. No magnifying glass in here today. I know the last time I found the magnifying glass, it was in here. And I have one in item check right now. And I want to bring it to the mail room. I also want to bring it to a lit up dark room. But that requires the shelter. 2 statements are false. All 3 statements are false. Gems are in a box. Okay, that's wrong. If this is true, then there would be 2 false statements. That would make this true. Blue is lying. If this is telling the truth, then these 2 are false. Means the gems are in the box with a true statement. Means they're in the white box, which says that the other 2 is lying. That's my answer. Like I said back in episode 1, you just gotta logic your way through with, if this is true, what does that imply? I like corridors that are unlocked. I take the nook, get the key, and a second path north. I can go back to the foundation for another north option. I could go get my magnifying glass. I have the ability to go read that thing in the mail room right now. But I would be blocking this off, and then I only have a path forward through the foundation. Secret passage would definitely let me go on, so with the dark room, But, you know, as has been my MO, if I have an opportunity to follow a lead, I'm gonna do it. Because there are other days where I can do a new run and chase a different lead. So in many ways, this is a stupid decision, but I'm taking my magnifying glass. So I want to check something else here for the future. The gear wrench. Alright, so the way back to the mailroom is down, down. We'll go through the chapel. I haven't actually checked if they put anything in there today. I guess the answer is no, they did not. Did they ever prove he was the one that stole the Baron's mail? I don't know. If they felt the need to hide that behind the thing, then I'm going to write it down at least. Alright, now to see what I can still make happen as I proceed north through the Foundation. We had kind of a throwaway day 12, but day 13 is a little more interesting. There was some big stuff that happened in the last couple streams, though, so, like, chasing whatever leads I have. That's not north. This is... Oh, of course, now I get the, mechanical room. I wonder if it's worth going back for my gear wrench. Okay, thinking about this. I don't think we've been in the boiler room yet. Wait, where do you see tomb? I mean, yeah, I went to the tomb last stream and I solved the statue puzzle. Oh, that. I forgot about the on-screen notes. Whoops. I made them go away. Yeah, the tomb is from last stream. Well, not completely, because, like, it runs really deep, but I did interact with the statues the way that I needed to open up more stuff down there. Because it was just a matter of referencing the chapel. At the pizza angel. Boy, go look at the draw. Ah, so you had pieced it together. But I hadn't seen the tomb, so I didn't piece it together until I saw the tomb. Because that's when I knew there was something to piece together. Anyway, I'm gonna take the boiler room. We haven't been there, and I know that the lab requires it. Been a while since I pulled the lab, actually. Needed boiler power. Alright, so I got this pipe. There's a switch. Let me hold off on that. A valve, right? Oh, another pipe. Red. Right. Definitely pipes and stuff. Womp womp womp. Right, so I can make it go up or not up. Ah, well, this doesn't connect at all right now, so... Could leave that there. That turns this off. But I could also turn it again. Nope, no luck on the padlock yet. That turns that one on. Oh, that activated a bridge. Like bridge. That looks important. So I got the bridge open, but there's this impenetrable gate. Aha, this is doing a thing now. I check the upstairs before I mess with it else. Alright, what if I now turn this? Oh, I get it. Now that I moved that, I can turn this one on. Naturally, they can't be on at the same time. Elevator. Ah, another valve. Oh, look, the important thing. A gate. So I guess the goal is to turn this on both sides. And what's up here? Activate. I don't think this is active right now. I can fix that. Alright, just gotta see what does what. I take it if I turn this to the other side, yeah, that's layer 1 of the protection on the... Oh, wait, I only need to activate one side to access this door. Well, I'll be darned. But does something special happen if I can do both? Is that even possible? No. And there's certainly this thing. Thing where I would want the valve down there to be set to up and also on. So I could place a room there right now and then try and see if there's... Because, like, the whole come in from another room thing is a possibility. So I could place a connecting room right now. And then see if it's possible to, like, build a path there. In some way, shape, or form. Get back into this room from that room. But I kind of want to see what's possible in just this room first. Also, it does not let me undo this gate, so I think that's just gonna stay. The better pool thing is also a possibility. Let's go back down the elevator. This box is for the elevator. But currently, I can't have the elevator active while also sending power up to the left side of this thing because they're on the same valve, right? So, unless there's another way to do it, but if I turn that valve, try and work with these, that would give me the bridge, and then I wouldn't need the elevator, right? So I'd want this to be connected to... Yeah, I'd want that connected like so. Which will also send up power to the right side of that so that I can use the elevator. I think... No, wait, I don't need the elevator if I'm using... If I turn this now. Then I turn this on. Got rid of the gate. Now the bridge will let me up. I don't need the elevator. I repeat, I do not need the elevator, making sure that I understand this fact. So I can turn this up. Now it should be receiving power on both sides. Sides which I can access by going across the bridge. Nope, it's not on the right side, but I can fix that with this valve right here. Eureka! Now to see what the slider does. Or not. Maybe the slider's a myth. Well, with no other options, I'm just gonna activate whatever this is. What's the one on the left do? So does one of these two rooms have to be the laboratory in order for this to... Because it talked about the laboratory needs power from the boiler. Ooh, that would be great. Is that how I unfreeze the freezer? Because I also need at some point to unfreeze the freezer. Alright, we could both be right. It could power the lab and unfreeze the freezer, depending on which room we place. Depends if I even have either of those rooms available. I assume that, like some other stuff in the game, that this puzzle will stay solved. Kind of like the observatory. I only had to reposition the telescope once, and it's just been stuck in the right position ever since. So I want to imagine that this is all set now, and anytime we draw the boiler room, I can send power or heat to one side or the other. That would be ideal, but in my current map, the way this day is currently going, I have no choice but to roll with what I got. Got no re-rolls. Not right now. But I also have 2 connection options. That's 2 chances, practically speaking. Of course, one of them requires repowering this thing. Would be doable if I moved this pipe so that it went here instead. This is keeping the bridge alive. Yeah, I can't have both unless this thing made its own power. I know what this red one does. Did connect the left side and I opened it up. I don't know what that red one. Red box over there. Thing, but don't know what. This side. Right now, this is connected to the foundation. I don't think I need to send beam to the foundation. Cannot think of a good reason to do that. So I would only need to send it to the right side. Or, wait a minute. Oh, it's okay. You can send it straight across to that room as well. Maybe I should just start there? What we get. Alright, let's hope for something that makes sense with the boiler room. These are all glowing now. Is this related to the radiation measurement that you can take in the shelter? That's just an internal thought. I don't expect anyone to have or share that answer. What to... Passageway gives me more options. Like security, I would only be able to go west. Corridor, I would only be able to go west. Passageway, I could go west or north. If going north from this room doesn't work out. I have 6 gems. Alright. Oh, they keep going. So I don't need as much outlandish luck as I might have thought. That's neat. That's much better than the alternative of, you're out of luck, you got the wrong room. It also makes the fact that I chose one with 2 exits even better. That's more chances. Get the lab or the freezer or something. We got the lab! Yes! Yes, I take that. What's that open? Yeah, is that 3 gems? 4? This is just like with the garage. Everything is just going to plan. You have a magnifying glass. I'm not sure if that really shows me anything here. Hello, my old friend. Periodic table. Long time no see. No, this is the first time I've been back in the lab since the time you were with me in the lab. Does that say cooler is unaffected? Even with the magnifying glass, it's a little small. Wait, what did I just do? Okay, that's really weird. When I swipe on the... No. When I swipe on the touchpad, the magnifying glass, like, unmagnifies. Okay, I'm interpreting the first word as cooler, but the second two words are definitely is unaffected. So when you completely thaw the area at 20 degrees Celsius-ish, wait, a little below 20 degrees Celsius, then the cooler is not affected. Oh, and this is specifically talking about the Mount Holly freezer, where I was saying how... It's really weird that you can do that with the magnifying glass, and it makes me question stuff. Okay, so what it is saying is if I want to thaw the ice in the Mount Holly freezer, that I need to get the temperature at least above 20 degrees Celsius. Something like that. But yeah, at some point we need to unfreeze the freezer. Not really my main concern right now. Oh yeah, Mondo, it's been a while, so I don't know if you were here when I found the password. Right, email is accessed in Office. Experiment setup. Alright, it looks like these are the same, but these are not. Eat an apple, unlock or bypass. Set your steps to 40, set your dice to 2. Dice to 2 and steps to 40. Yeah, I mean, obviously the downside would be is if you are over 40 steps, then I'm sure it decreases your steps to set it to 40, but that seems less likely than the case where you would just gain steps equal to 40. But dice 2 is tempting because we've had situations where it would have been nice to re-roll. I'll go with that for now. Is there anything else I wanted to do on the network? True, but in that case, oh, wait, for the dice thing, that is, no, wait, they both said set, not add. So, you would still want to leave the apples and, like, come back to them after using up some of the thing so that you can actually get something out of them. Any announcements? Let's see. I would like to special order a Sonic shoe. I read this previously, right? Checking for any spare gems or coins. Aha, well, guess what? It has additional power piped in from the boiler room now, doesn't it? Okay, I believe this is the same puzzle. I'll go check real quick. Yeah, it's the same puzzle. Means that I wrote down push 3 up after 9. Now, that doesn't tell me anything else about any of the other stuff. However, what if I just did 9 and then 3? There's a thing happening. Oh, the door in the cliff. The Blackbridge Grotto has been powered and permanently unlocked. You may access one offline terminal from the network. progress. Hey, look, the basic law of exponents. Permanent upgrade, the best kind of upgrade. Well, we still have boiler power running throughout the passageway. Go back to the basic law. A to the n over a to the k equals a to the n minus k. Oh, the emoji. That emoji is what my students think if I ever try to explain this. Alright, where else can I take my power? The laundry room, the furnace. I think I'm gonna pick the dark room not only because it has more exits, but because I'm wondering if the boiler power would light the dark room in place of the, I mean, it's true, the laundry room is super shiny right now. And I don't think we've actually been in the laundry room, but it is a dead end. And there is that other exit in the boiler room, but... Kinda wondering if this will light the dark room instead of the shelter. Because the shelter lights the dark room. But there's something I want to look at with the magnifying glass, and I have the magnifying glass, so... You know, I'm just going with my gut here. Okay, you can see the boiler power, but I think the answer is no on the lights. A shame, but oh well. Now, I suspect, in regards to the padlock that we talked about earlier, I suspect that the picture that I want to magnify in here has the answer. If I look at it with the magnifying glass, that's what I think it's going to be. I don't know for that for sure, but there's definitely something suspicious in one of these pictures. But you can only see in here if you build the shelter and get sheltered from the dark effect. That's the only way I've found so far. If there's like a flashlight item or something, I have not found it. Okay, good news. The lockpick worked. On the other hand, this one's glowing. Do we like glowing? I feel like we like glowing. I mean, we both play Pokemon. We know how valuable shiny is. Glow. Oh, it's the furnace. I have a shovel. I do have a shovel, so I guess I should go in the furnace and dig up the dig spot. A worthless old shoe. Hey, wait a minute. Sorry, I was too busy admiring the old shoe to notice that we just forged a new key. Thought that was going to be a special key, but I'm pretty sure it just got added to my regular key. Bye. I guess the furnace does something after all. Other than increase my odds of red rooms. So, you know, looking forward to that. I mean, now we know that glowing means something's gonna happen. So, like... Or maybe glowing just means red. This is the archives. I can't imagine what boiler power would do to the archives. Hello, archives. Have you gotten some steam power? And there's this keycard door. Another keycard door. Are they all? No. Okay. I'm wondering if the dark room, when you power it with boiler, just highlights the other red rooms so that even though it's dark, you don't have to pick the red rooms. Now security is glowing though, so it's not always the red room that glows. Oh, archive that. This is the negative effect of the archives, is that one of the rooms will be obscured. It's kind of like a lesser version of the dark room. So you're saying if I don't make the lab, you're saying if I made the lavatory, that the boiler power would not continue. Oh, we might test this at a certain point. See, I can show you how we got the, where we got Swan Song in the first place. So it was also the license plate in the garage, but I didn't know that would be the password when I first saw that. Coin. Wait, I see little text on here that I didn't notice before. Unless written by hand. Was there another? This line also looks suspicious. I guess that's just a scribble. Well, I don't think I saw any red memos written by hand. I'm gonna take a quick look at my notes. Yeah, that was typed. The safe code was not handwritten. The stuff about rooms being more likely to be locked in the West Wing might not have been typed. I think everything I've written down in red has in fact been typed. But now we know things. Okay, I have not missed any items. Go me. Keycard settings. Alright, starting to run a little low on steps, so some bedrooms might be appreciated. Especially since I still have a sleeping mask. Oh, right, the archive thing that carries through the rest of the run. There is that little matter. I did want bedroom. I don't have much money to buy food with. Although if they did have any apples, that would give me dice. Maybe I should have had it be the set steps to 40 thing. The archive thing could be good, but the bunk room is like free steps. Yeah, let's do it. Nah. Even more steps. That's a step in the right direction. Also, I have pointed out that this flashlight is just here and that character refuses to take it. Much as it would be useful for dark stuff. Was there any fine print in this journal? Let's take a quick peek. Okay, well, who's to say that we wouldn't find battery? I'm not seeing any fine print. Wait, Mondo says. Hey, I found an undotted I. That means something. When I do the flashy thing, I can't move the magnifying glass. So it makes me wonder if this is even an intentional feature. And I can move it after I pick it up and then... I hand. Alright, we got our steps up. I should probably go back down to the archives and try one of those side rooms. Alright, it's locked. I don't have a key card and I haven't turned the system offline. I would need like the breaker room. Turn it off. And that furnace is really pulling its weight with the extra red room. This is not a great time to offer me lose half my steps. But it would continue the boiler power. And oh man, decision. Having the weight room in the center column is, like, good, but I don't want to go through it with 27 steps. Weight room mystery. Weight room mystery. Weight room mystery. I can. I certainly would do that before going back to the boiler room and walking through it. Like, if I place the weight room right now, then I am turning around, going back to the boiler room, setting the power to that northern exit, and then going through the northern exit. On the other hand, the archive floor plan costs 1 gem, which means it's probably a decent room, right? Fine. Okay. My gut tells me that I will regret choosing the mystery plan, and that I want the additional exits of the weight room. Plus, red rooms are very common right now, so getting this one out of the pool would be beneficial for later. Don't have to walk through you yet. Wait. Oh, it's when I place it? Oh, frickin'. Hey. It just says lose half your steps. I thought that was when you walk in it. Like the chapel when it says you enter and you lose a coin. Yeah, might as well. Oh, this is a keycard security door, and those are still online, so we have to go north or east. I vote for east. Hey, the breaker box. It's a dead end, though. Not ideal. But I can undo those security locks. Hmm. Oh yeah, I also got directions on these VAC indicators earlier today. Closer to when the stream started. And I still don't know what a VAC is. These were the directions. Press any button to activate blue. Press blue when next to red to activate purple, and you need 5 purples to activate the 6. Still don't know what that does. And there are more detailed instructions will be sent by email to the address the client has provided, but I don't know what address the client provided. Oh, I've got no way to, like, I've logged in to check the email, but there's been, like, nothing there so far. Wait, no, I haven't logged in to check the email because it's in the office. There's probably no point messing with this until the next time I get the office, right? I figured out how to get blue, I think. No. No, I have not figured out how to get blue. I thought it was maybe because this one was in between two greens. I might be able to brute force this given enough time, but I could also just wait until I can check the email. I am decreasing the amount of purple that I have. Okay, sorry, I just got distracted by the colors. I'm gonna turn off the key cards and come back to this when I have a more solid lead. Also, just noticing I cannot seem to, cannot seem to pull the magnifying glass on. Wait, I can turn on the dark room. I might still be able to go check that thing I wanted to check. This is how you do it without the shelter. How far away am I from that? 1, 2, 3. I can do it. I might not get much done after the fact, but I really want to look at it. I think it's the key to the padlock. And if the padlock is like the other stuff that's outside, then that's a permanent upgrade that we're talking about. So I gotta follow this lead, even if it costs me additional progress in the house. Okay, you will see that in this picture, this is the picture I'm talking about. I've been hyping it up. That is the gate with the padlock. There is a carving in the tree. Let's put that in the magnifying glass. $11.28. I only have 8 steps left, so I'm not about to backtrack outside, but... there's your zoomed-in padlock. But the next time that I am outside the manor, which will be day 14, we can totally type that in and finally see if that's going to open things. I have to imagine it does. But I have no regrets with my decision to come back to this room. Because who knows when I would have had the lights on and the magnifying glass together again. And I've been thinking about this picture since several streams ago. So finally, the payoff. Is there any other stuff in here that I should zoom into while I'm at it? Look at those cufflinks. Such nice cufflinks. So blurry. Less blurry. You're holding a broom. Are you an angel? Like the ones in the tomb? Here's the picture again. It's the same engraving. That's good. I'm glad it's the same engraving, because otherwise we would have had a situation. Everything is back to the Cinca Company. Mail, the lab, the camera. Check out that nose. This guy's holding something. Green memos found in Hartley's room are always false. That's a good question. Does this count as a red note, or is it just because the picture's red? I assume we have to count it as red. That's a fair point. I mean, that's how dark it looks when I'm not zooming in on it. Maybe I should try the flashy thing with the magnifying glass. Yeah, I would just assume that it counts as a red memo because it's in an all red photograph. Like, I don't think that would be a coincidence. Check out that eyebrow. That up there. Nothing. Alright, so it wasn't even just the padlock coded. Hey, a key card. I turned off the key card locks. And now I have the key card. Woo! I've read this note before, the last time the dark room was lit up. But the problem was the last time the dark room was lit up, I didn't have the magnifying glass. This is my first time with it lit up. And the magnifying glass is in my possession. There were a lot more photos in here than I remembered. So it's taken a bit, but the fact that 2 photos have had clues in them means that I really do need to check everything while I can. Otherwise, it's just gonna spell trouble down the line. A lot of these photos seem to be the same. I do believe that's all those. Which means I only have a few steps left unless I end up placing a bedroom. Not impossible, I don't think, but I've used 4 bedrooms so far. Like, yeah, left seems like a good way of possibly reclaiming some steps. In this case, I might want to go for the archive. Because the aquarium has connecting doors, but they don't serve any purpose if I put it here. I don't have a lot of money for keys. So yeah, I'm thinking we just take the chance. It's a hallway. It's specifically the West Wing hallway, which doesn't have any particular benefits. And there could be something lying around in there, but it would take a step to go in and another step to get out. You know, it might have. It definitely counts as purple, but I don't know if that's the same as counting as bedroom. So maybe I should have found out. Roll the dice. It's the laundry room that I turned down earlier. We should at least see what's in here. I've never been in here. A coat hanger? Give me that. This must be where we launder the currency. I noticed that this is boiler powered. So there's a regular washing machine, and then there's a boiler powered washing machine. Bleach, give me the bleach. You didn't want to leave any apples lying around. Alright, which machine should I try first? The regular one or the ultra special glowy one? These all cost 5 coins. This service costs 5 coins and will exchange all your coins with odd steps for gems at a 1-to-1 rate. This will exchange your remaining stars with your allowance permanently. And this will change your dice to keys. Yeah, well, the problem is I don't have 5 coins, so I can't pick any of these. Okay, now the not good one. Oh, come on. These also cost 5. All your gems for coins. All your keys for gems. All your keys for coins. That's what was meant by laundering currency. Wait. Big Spot? Big Spot? I mean, we must dig. File cabinet key. Can I dig anywhere else in this room now that this is an option? Would have been nice if I had dug up like 2 coins. I mean, I found it, so... Guess I'm just that good. Double checking any walls, any notes on the walls, any fruit, coin, gem. Alright, well, we've made mental note about powering the laundry room for extra fun stuff. Doesn't leave me... Go back up to the weight room and try and go north. That's 2 steps. If I go back to the boiler room and try and go north, that wouldn't even give me much to power in the way of stuff. Kinda leaning weight room. If I go the boiler room path, I would just have to accept whatever room I get, and unless it magically gives me 1,000,000 steps, I would have to call the day there. I've got 5 steps left. Take 3 to get there. 1 more to get into the room. And then, once I leave that room, unless I gain steps, it's over. Weight room, 2 steps away. 3 to get into whatever room I connect to it. Is the question. Wait a minute, if I go back... specifically this bedroom that gives you steps. This only applies the first time you're in. I forget. Well, even if this refunds me 2 steps, I'm gonna walk in and walk out and waste them. That means, well, that's except for the fact that it counts as 2, right? So won't it give me 4 steps and give me a slight gain? But then you could farm that, right? You just go back and forth. So there's no way that's true, right? Yeah, whenever you enter this room, which is labeled as bedroom, this counts as 2 bedrooms. But again, if I... Wait a minute, I know how to check this. Bedroom. Like most bedrooms, these quarters offer you a little rest, blah, blah, blah. So... type bedroom, bedroom, dead end, dead end. Anyway. Oh, look, the gymnasium. I mean, if I enter the gymnasium, it's basically over. Oh. Gamble. Gamble. I got the secret passage. Also, I'm right next to the antechamber. I mean, I should pick purple, right? But hypothetically, this connects to the antechamber, which is already... But, like, don't you need to pull a bunch of levers to get into the Like, how is the game gonna handle this? But I should pick purple, right? I see literally no reason to pick any other color. That maybe orange? That's like a hallway type thing, and those are... hallways. These appear in specific locations. I already have one of these, I think. Give me a... oh. But again, it's connected to the antechamber. Purple. Yep, it was all a trick. we've been hearing that the way into the antechamber is not so simple. I guess I saw that much coming. Yeah, that makes this a dead end, and that makes this run over. In the utility closet, not even the storeroom. Well, that was one of the better runs following day 12, which was probably the suckiest run. I could save and continue and go to the padlock right now. Yeah, alright. I really thought for a second about just being like, and the stream's over, the cliffhanger. It only took 2 weeks, but we're gonna get that gate open, probably. Unless this code is a trick somehow. Also, we'll be back to check how this works in a second. The apple orchard has been permanently unlocked. Starting tomorrow, you'll start each day with an extra 20 step. Oh my god. Worth it. I have no regrets about my decisions on that day 13 run. If it meant getting this. Now what happens if I actually go inside it? Ooh, one of the valves. This is the third out of 4 valves. Glad I checked inside. If I find one more of these yellow pipes, then all the flames shall be lit, and something will happen, probably. This seems important. Gardner's logbook, April 10th, 1992 to blah. When I first came on the estate in the capacity of the new groundskeeper, I was a little dismayed to find that my predecessor had kept no notes, no logbook, and no record of any kind regarding the various gardens and green rooms of the house under his care. As a result of his improvidence, in the first few months of my post, I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe could have been avoided with even a few scraps of imparted wisdom from the previous groundsman. To that end, I will make an effort to make some record of my dealings of the estate, inasmuch as it pertains to horticulture and general tomfoolery. Robert Nogula, groundskeeper. Among my many commissioned duties, I have been tasked with the conservation and oversight of Mount Holly's alluring grounds. My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, entrance drive, and east yard. Fortunately for my workload, the maintenance of the west grounds has not been a priority since Lady Espen's death and the ensuing closure of the west wing. Nevertheless, I take some pride in my work, so I still endeavor to brush the west path weekly, even if none but myself take notice. In addition to maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house that require some level of upkeep and light groundskeeping. The majority of these I discovered are only draftable on the perimeter of the house along the east and west wings. The terrace, patio, veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden all fall within this category. Right. Very good then. One of the first tasks I undertook as groundskeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil underneath each slot on both the east and west wings of the house. And while I would have preferred a full survey of all 45 plots of the house, it was clear that the inconvenience such an undertaking would produce was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from this survey only ever appear in the wings. To quantify soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended up taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. As suspected, the room position has a direct relationship to the amount of fruit spread from gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in a greenhouse. Agreed. Man, the east side seems to just have better soil in general. Smudge pots. A few years ago, the Baron made the long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electrical power. The installation of the new system was a substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house has to be equipped with new fixtures and wiring. Thankfully, these renovations did not extend beyond the mansion's interior, and all the lamps and equipment used outside the house are still connected and powered by gas line, including but not limited to the orchard's smudge pots. The smudge pots, found among the apple trees here in the orchard, are a critical necessity thanks to the cold temperatures and high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gas line should be turned off to conserve resources for the estate's other gas-powered machinery and appliances. After a few months of idleness, I finally have a new cause to champion, and I have submitted a request for change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda currently in the cloister with the much more appropriate angel, Rinna. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? Though amused, I do not think Anne took to the request too seriously, though she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject for the better part of our lunch yesterday. And she wonders why I avoid tending the cloister. Truth be told, I've always forgotten how to access the inner garth, and am too scared of chastisement to probe for particulars for a third time. My best rendition, pretty good considering I've only seen Rinna's depiction in the chapel. Alright, we have learned about some green rooms. Look at the little lawnmower. This is not the first time I've seen one of these little gold things on the ground that you can't pick up. No idea what it is. But I know I saw this last stream and was like, why can't I take this? pontificate is what I do. Seems that the sun is not going anywhere. Alright, let's check what that other permanent upgrade entails. I know it mentioned connecting to an offline thing, but I might as well look at it. There could be other stuff in the room. You found a microchip. Looks like it might be able to be plugged in somewhere. I can insert it here, or I can... So I'm wondering if this first one is here just to show that, yeah, just to indicate what you're looking for when it comes to the other two. But I also wonder if it would be prudent of me to take it, and if it can be plugged in elsewhere. Because, yeah, this door will totally open if we find the other two. Admin key. Did I write down anything about this? I think I did, actually. Maybe oh, the network name is Blackbridge. That's what I wrote down. I mean, I found some words that are like underlined or that were oddly lowercase when the rest of the stuff was all caps. Like, interesting that that's unlocked, and yet I still have no real clue what to do here. Let me just try the one that we've already got for the other computers, even though I do not expect that would work. Yeah, they probably want something real specific. I double check my screenshots. Oh, that's where I found the other gold thing and thought, why can't I pick that up? Got the angels that I used in the tomb. It seems to be everything I have screenshotted. It won't let me type numbers, so I can't try that fake code of 9083 that we found way back when. So hopefully I'm not being stupid and overlooking something that I should already know, but right now I am not confident that I have an admin. Badu. Hmm. I mean, I just used up 10 of my steps. The hovel might be more useful now that I've got more steps to work with on day 15. Yeah, I told you it was 40%. Yeah, the shelter... I mean, the shelter protects me from red rooms. It'll still have that effect. But it's a little less enticing now that I've actually opened the time safe and gotten what I wanted out of the dark room to access the padlock. So I'm not saying that we'll never pick it again. And this, I would like to have my extra steps. You know? I'm just gonna take the root cellar. Of course, that would require getting a shovel. Make full use of it, I would really need a shovel, but you never know. Might get a shovel. I've looked at that tree before, but do those rips line up with that underground map? I don't know why they would. I don't even think it's the same size paper. It's definitely not the same color paper. Alright, there shall be dig spots. Maybe even in laundry rooms. Man, that took up a bunch of our steps, but it was important stuff. My allowance. Any other goodies? Arthur gives me gems. Air bedroom. Double check. Does this give me steps back? No. Dig spot. No shovel though. Like the game sound? That'll probably work itself out the next time. Silver key. Neat. Yeah, see, that's typed. Oh. Like gem puzzle. Ooh, coin purse. The gems are in a box with a statement. That's just funny. The white box does not. This is the funniest version of this puzzle that we've had. So I was going to say that this had to be true, and then I saw the white box. So that could be false. And then that would be false. But wait, that one of these has to be true, and the other has to be false. Because by not having a statement, you can't be lying or telling the truth, and the game says there has to be one of each. At least. At least one lie and at least one truth. Blankness is neither lie nor truth. This one is true. Means the blue one is a lie, which means that it's in the white box. Problem solved. I've been to the ballroom. Wait a minute, I could pay 2 gems right now and then enjoy the hot tub. I could pay 2 gems right now and then walk into this room and get 2 gems. That seems like a pretty good deal. Instant rebate. Pretty sure I've been in this room before because I've looked at these music pages. And yeah, so I got different music pages at some point and had to realize that there are bold print words. Or maybe I just screenshotted the other ones. Okay. Are true. Are true. Something are true. And I swear I've seen sheet music 8 before. Oh, wait. Is 15, like, only... I think I have more than 15 screenshots, actually. There we go. Okay. There's a good chance to write this down. How do I have 691 screenshots? Okay, so I did have 6 and 7. Just looking back through the stuff that I have. If there's anything important. That was from way earlier in the game when I was like, everything means something. That was a random Monster Hunter thing. Oh, it's because when you get achievements, it does like an automatic. Right. Are there any from for the sheet music? Got this whole candle thing. More angels. Now we're catching up. Modern day. Yeah, good. Would be neat to find more music pages, but takes some doing. As I can't interact with the piano in any way. I will go in the chapel. Nice gem. Oh no. Hmm. This is a situation. Money. 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 But I don't want to go back through the ballroom until I have spent some gems. Still no sign of a shovel. Honestly, any of these could be good. The commissary might have a shovel. That is a possibility. And they all connect in the same configuration. Boudoir gets me steps back. Actually, there is something I want to test in the boudoir. I can't check that right now, but it might be. Time to find out. Nope, apparently not. There was a sticky note about it in here. But I guess the lab has to be active in order for that to happen. That's a little disappointing. Did I ever try this combination? I thought about it, but then who knows? That address 1 or 2. Okay, it's not 1128. Wait, I did clear it, right? 1120. Still not 1128. Still not 9083. Put it in backward. Alright, still don't have enough of a lead on that safe then. Observatory would let me advance west. Not the most convenient if I want to go back to that one room above the hallway at some point, but also lets me spend the gem and get whatever upgrade this is going to be. What I'm doing right now, Pandu. This game. Okay, so all of these are going to lead me to a dead end. Woo. Here's the fun thing. Grabbing this gem would do nothing because I have to go backtrack through the ballroom now. That's gotta set my gems to 2. I could get 2 steps back, which doesn't really mean much. Or I could just pick up a key. I think the best option is to pick up a key. Still no shovel on this very dig spot filled day. Now, I started noticing the shoes and the ballet dancer here. Almost got me to thinking. Imagine if they had these. There are numbered foot positions in ballet. So I could almost imagine the safe code being a combination of those numbers that are hinted at by the shoes, but they're not quite in those positions, to say the least. Except the ballet dancer figurine thing, obviously. Oh wait, I can also go east through the den. I don't have to go back through the ballroom yet. Or yeah, no lab. You get no alcohol right now, man. Selling a shovel? No. Selling those running shoes I ordered? Yes, but I can't afford them. I can only afford a magnifying glass. I'm not sure that I need one right. Ooh, I could get the book. Did request a book. A pump system user manual. Pool series. If I notice any fine print, I'll go back for the magnifying glass, but I don't think the library has had any of those. Pump system is engineered specifically for the luxury requirements of today's indoor, in-ground swimming pool and spa. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, the water control panel serves as a central hub to the EPCW system. The panel is fitted with a number of buttons equal to your own home's needs. One button for each different water source. The function is simple. Press a button to select the water source you'd like to adjust. If you wish to drain or fill, press the button labeled with the room. Regardless of the number of pumps or water sources, water can only be adjusted from a source if the button is selected. It's the blah blah blah. Pump lever controls water flow direction. Pump may be connected to more than one tank. Quick start guide. Use control panel to select source. Use pump lever to set flow direction. That's it. That's all this guide says. I was hoping for some finer detail of knowledge that I didn't pick up on myself. Because I have been in the pump room. And when I was in the pump room, I had one goal. It was to drain the pool. And I successfully drained the pool and was disappointed to just find a bunch of coins at the bottom of the pool. Because I didn't know what most of the other water sources on the label were referring to. And now I do. So now I have a new goal the next time that we encounter the water pump. I wanted to see if there was anything I was missing about it. So, alright, that book's a bit of a disappointment. Laundry room, baby. Ooh! Ooh. One major key, one minor key. Granted, I won't really be able to do anything with those keys, but it's not the keys that I'm interested in. Always put down the rooms you haven't been to. Especially when they have the sheet music that you're looking for. A prism key. If you unlock a door with the prism key in a green room, hallway, bedroom, red room, or shop, you will draw floor plans of the same color. Treble clef denoted in verse. Find here within the first word sun, the key you seek in major ton. But half the sheets are missing from the four you hold, the rest far flung. A half note held is quite the pun. Anyway, first one first. Among the scattered symphony, a message hidden beneath the keys. In bold words, sung by you and... Oh, so now they're just spelling it out. In bold words sung by you and me, a fractured note, an urgent plea. In bold words, son, I do repeat. The ones of you who oft assume that you alone can solve this tune are likely going to get your due, and all the rage that will ensue while working on this simple clue. White pages lined with melodies do hide the words we've come to seek. And from our choice among all these, we write down one that seems to be the loudest type with ink that bleeds. Alright, so I haven't found page 5. It must be somewhere else in the estate. But I have every page, because this did confirm there are 8 pages, because it says find here. It said the 4 you hold, half the sheets are missing from the 4 you hold. Right, it's giving me the first 4. That confirms that 5, 6, 7, 8 are the other half. I have not found page 5, but what I can say is that if I read all the words that were in bold print, skipping page 5, says first words on the page 5 are true message. Now, I don't have page 5, but I am willing to assume, for the time being, that what it actually says is that the first words on the sheets are the true message. And so, even if you can figure out the bold print message, you still need to find all 8 actual sheets that you can see what the first words are, which currently spell out find among the white. And then I'd have to go back to my screenshots to find what 6, 7, 8 were. Because I only wrote down the bold word. Under 2. Find among the white something. Under 2. Where's page 8? Under 2 stones. Something under 2 stones. Find among the white something under 2 stones. So until I find page 5, I don't know what the white thing that I need to find is, but I don't have the magnifier. Where were you thinking I should use it? Some of these chairs are more purple than the others. So anyway, I had not been in the music room before, so this was brand new information. Now, I know that I essentially ended the run, for the most part, by doing that, because I created a giant dead end, but I really wanted the new lead. So I'm gonna go see what I can do with that hallway room real quick, but it seems like a good way to end things for today. Now, page 5 could either be in a room that I haven't been to before, or it was something I missed in a room that I've been to before, or what I think is most likely, this is just a gut theory. I have no reason to believe that this is true, but I am willing to bet that it could be yeah, none of these are going to help extend the run by any means. So, and I've been in all these rooms at least once before, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, no, what I was going to say is that my instinct. Oh, look, a key card that I can't use. My instinct is that page 5 is going to be in between the pages of a library book that I haven't read yet. That's just my gut feeling. Because where else would you look for pages besides a library? It's possible. Maybe. Could be. Now, I assume the stones are outside. But why don't we take a little bit of a stroll? Also, I can show you that I have been making wishes in this fountain. I have no idea what it does. I'm kind of hoping that the coins I toss in are going to be accessible later. And I just get like a boon of money. I mean, these are stones. This one is kind of white. Whole staircase is stone. I have one more gas valve to find so that we can take care of you. Huh, check out those archways in the cliff. That's something. This thing's surrounded by stones. I mean, yeah, like the two stones could be a lot of things. I have no idea what to do about this tunnel. Any more rocks? Birch trees are white. They've got stone. Are there any stones in our apple orchard? I guess the bases of these are stone. Oh yeah, that's a problem for another day. Okay, day 13 especially was really good progress. And at least getting the majority of the music pages on day 14 was at least something that I can latch on to for that one. Day 12 was so much of a throwaway, though. That's going to be it for this time, but we'll keep following the leads in the future here on Blueprints. I want to thank everyone who came and hung out tonight, whether you chatted or not. I greatly appreciate it.